Among the relatives of Israel's hostages and their supporters, there was no jubilation. The man who masterminded the capture of so many Israelis last October may now be dead, but the reaction here wasn't perhaps what you might expect.
I'm even more scared now that we won't get anybody back.
Why is that?
Because they have no reason, and revenge.
Zahira Shahar Moore's uncle died in Gaza. Abraham Munder's body returned 2 months ago. His nephew worries Sinwar's death may only make matters worse.
I'm not shedding any tear for the death of this murderous monster, but of course now in this situation, the situation is even more precarious for the hostages right now than it was 2 days ago, because now there's no central leadership, there's no one to safeguard the hostages. So every leader on the field can decide and this is very dangerous, very dangerous.
Whatever the anxieties people have here that the death of Sinwar could complicate efforts to bring home the hostages, what is undeniable is that one of Israel's key war aims, decapitating Hamas, has now been achieved. And the hope is that could bring forward the day when this conflict can be brought to an end. 4 Hamas commanders have now been targeted by Israel this year. Deputy Chief Salah al-Aruri killed in a drone strike in Beirut in January. Mohammed Deif also planned the October 7th attacks, killed in Khan Yunis, say the Israelis, although that is disputed by Hamas. And Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh, assassinated in July in the Iranian capital Tehran. But Yahya Sinwar, last seen in the tunnels under Gaza in February, was Israel's most elusive and formidable enemy. A strategic mastermind who understood and tormented the Israeli psyche like no other. It is a massive loss for Hamas.
Israel has been assassinating iconic Palestinian figures for 40, 50 years. Yet Hamas has been able to rebuild its ranks and file. I take it for now, in the short term and midterm, this will be really devastating. But at the end of the day, the guerrilla warfare against Israel, both in Gaza and the West Bank, will go on.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised total victory over Hamas and will now be tempted to press home the advantage and double down in Gaza. But he will also be under huge pressure, no doubt, from America and others to seize the moment and do a deal, to release the hostages and start winding up this war. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News, Tel Aviv.